Hello all you beautiful talented people, Terry Thacker here from A. Thacker Art, an old artist learning new tricks. And today I'm doing a semi-belated box opening for a paintbrush set that I purchased on Amazon. And the reason it's semi-belated is because I already started opening it. So this is obviously the package it came in, the envelope it came in, and the information page lists it as a miniature paintbrushes detail set. It's 12 miniature brushes for fine detailing, and you can use it for acrylic, watercolor, or oil. The seller is a company called Artisan Shoppe. And you can see it right here on this on the container it came in, and it says the detail brush set includes 12 detail brushes. It has 5 liners, 5 rounds, and 2 flats. Now, in the information page, it lists the brushes as liners, but when you receive the brushes, they call them riggers. A rigger and a liner brush is the same thing. So when you get the set, don't be confused by that. It actually is a liner brush. So it came again in this little container here, which is kind of awesome. It's a little plastic container. Took me a second to figure out how to open this, and how you do that is you just unscrew one side and it comes right open. And inside this little container was this little bag here that has their name on it, The Artisan Shoppe. And inside the bag was this little flyer here, which you should read. It tells you what their website is, and asks you to register your brushes. And inside the bag were these brushes. They were all just inside the bag, and I pulled them out, and I think that their shipping presentation was really good. The only thing I'm not happy about, and I have already taken some out, is that they come with, I'll do one right now, the ones that I've taken out. Okay, they come in these little plastic wrappers, and some of you might be okay with that. However, I'm a little bit concerned about all the plastic that we're using in the world, so I might have been okay. I think I would have been okay if they wouldn't had put this plastic cover, although some of you might like that because it really does protect them. Because I think the plastic wrapper here is not real necessary, because they do have the ferrule covers right here, the little plastic covers on the brush. Okay, so that's how they're packaged. So again, they have 5 liners or riggers. The sizes are 4/0, 3/0, 2/0, 0, and 1. So this is the smallest liner right here, and you can see I'm fairly impressed by the tip. I've already wet it and loosened it up a little bit, but it seems to have a pretty good little spring, and it seems to be keeping its tip pretty good. They look pretty promising to me. And the price of this was $26 for this set when I purchased it on Amazon. And I think if these brushes work really good for detailing, and you can see that there's, and the same sizes for the rounds. The rounds are the same sizes. The 4/0, 3/0, 2/0, 0, and 1. And the main difference is the riggers, or the liners, the brush hairs are a little bit longer. Let's get quite a bit longer actually. So for lining, you can see the difference in those two. This is the round, and this is the rigger, or the liner. Okay, liner, round. I'm excited. I think they look pretty good so far. Here's the biggest round right here, and I actually have not, let me wet it a little bit, see if it kind of loosen it up a little bit, get some of that. Oh, they do come with glue on them, so it's a good idea to take that glue off, get it, kind of rinse it. What I do is I just kind of rinse it and then dry it a little bit with paper towel and do it with my finger. But they seem to have a pretty good bounce back and seem to keep their shape pretty good. And ferrule is pretty tight. No hairs are coming out. I'm very happy about that. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. They have this sort of triangle holding place at the end there, and it actually feels really good if you want to do detail work. I have not had a big problem with the regular brushes, but this might be kind of cool. Anyway, this is what you receive in this pack. Again, it's the Artisan 12 brush miniature paintbrush detail set, 12 piece. It says it's Amazon choice for $26. This is what you receive. I do like the fact that you know, you can use this. You can use these this for holding the brushes. Now, when I wash my brushes, I keep them flat so that you don't wreck the glue in the ferrule down here. But as far as for when you're when I'm painting and I'm going between brushes, I want a good place to have them, and this is kind of cool because they fit in here perfectly. So anyway, so far I'm impressed. Just from what I've it's a pretty decent price. $26 is really cheap for 12 brushes. So I think so far from what I see, it's a pretty good deal, and I would recommend giving them a try. And they've actually got pretty good. There was a 1,622 ratings, and they had almost 5 stars, 4.5 stars. So, and I read a lot of the ratings, and people seem to be pretty happy with them. I'm a painter. I paint on canvas. I don't do miniature painting, but I like to get detail in faces and stuff like that. If I'm doing faces and some flower work and stuff, I like to get the detail, and so I wanted a good detail brush. A lot of people use these for painting the miniature model stuff, and some of those people that are really into that complained a little bit. But I think for just your average acrylic painting, these are going to be just fine. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe and like, and I will be getting back at you. I'm sorry for the delay in my content, but I will be coming back at you with more content. Thank you for watching, and as always, love and peace to all. Okay, this is just a little addendum that I'm putting at the end of this video that I had previously sort of finished. Upon taking them out of the packages, the brushes, out of the packages, and attempting to rinse them to get the glue out, because all brushes, essentially, when you first purchase them, have a little bit of glue in them to keep the shape of the bristles or the hairs. In this case, these brushes had a super amount of glue on them. I mean, there was so much glue on these bristles that when I went to sort of gently remove it with the water and a little bit with my fingers got really sticky from the amount of glue, which could be a problem. A couple of them were, the bristles were a little bit bent, and I suspect that's because they put so much glue in them that could actually not be good, I think, for the shape of the bristles. However, they still seem to, after I washed them thoroughly with some soap, I actually used a little bit of, and be careful if you do this, I used a little bit of hand sanitizer just on the ends to try and get some of that, loosen up that glue. But there was a lot of glue, and it was very sticky, which could really, if you got these with the head shaped badly with that much glue in them, they would probably be stuck that way. However, these seem to come out pretty good. Another thing is, I'm not real happy with the flat brushes too much, because I should have probably videoed it, but there were a couple of stray hairs. I kind of took some cuticle scissors and just cut off a little bit of the stray hairs, but they're still not even real true and flat. Although I did kind of test them with the water, and I imagine when you put the paint on them, they'll still be pretty good. They still have a pretty good bounce back, and the shape is not too bad. Couple of these, couple of the bigger ones, the bigger rounds, the larger rounds, the number 1 and the 0, they seem to have a tiny bit of a frayed tip. So if you're looking for a super true point, I don't know if you'd be happy with this. It's just on the larger ones though. The smaller ones seem to have kept their shape, and the liners are pretty good. So just so you know, I would probably at this point, just from those issues, give this 4 out of 5 stars. I probably would still so far purchase them. For my purposes still, I think they'll be okay for just painting with acrylics. I just wanted to let you know that when you get these, be careful. There's a lot of glue in them. You probably will need to use some soap. You don't have to use a sanitizer, but you probably will need to use soap, because they got so sticky even when I was cleaning them. When I was rinsing with the water, this got even sticky. The ferrule got sticky and stuff. Had a lot of gluey feel to it, so just wash them really, really well. One of the other things I do always when I wash my brushes is after I wash them, I dry them pretty good and just have the tip a little bit moist, and I sort of take a bar of soap. This is just a lid, and I kind of do a bar soap so that they keep their shape. And also the bar soap will rinse out really well in the water really quick and really easily. And it helps them keep them shape. Anyway, love and peace again to you, and I will get back at you later.